Hey, this is Ginny back on Powered entirely by Ginny for Ben TV 2014. I'm pretty excited because my first guest I'm a huge fan of. She's been out strutting about with her rock gear on, bringing back rock and roll. I don't know much about rock and roll, but she's here to educate me. Brihony Dawson joins me from Last Mistress. Hey, Brihony.
Hey, Ginny, how are you?
Good, thanks, love. Thanks for joining me.
No problem.
Now, you're here to educate me on rock and roll, on how to get out of sticky situations.
Yeah.
All these things. I'm pretty excited, but let's talk about your career first.
Yes, let's do that.
You've had a pretty big year last year. You were touring around LA, getting your album done.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I was writing the album. I went over there for 3 months and worked with some pretty cool people. I worked with Gina Shock, the drummer in the Go-Go's.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. A guy called Jeff Bova, who's won a Grammy and has worked with everyone from Eric Clapton to Michael Jackson.
So he's not that important.
Well, yeah. So it was a really, really good experience. So I'm hoping to head back on a more permanent basis soon.
LA, like I've been there a couple of times, not as a musician, so I can't really see it from your perspective, but it really does have a life to it when it comes to the arts industry, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can feel it when you walk around the streets. Yeah. And you know, you can go to bars where Prince used to do new material, you know, you can go down the road to a sports bar where Janis Joplin used to hang out and where she had her last meal, which was not gin and tonic, was a vodka and orange.
Really?
That was her last meal.
Wow.
At Barney's Beanery.
So you wouldn't know this unless you go there,
That's
right?
That's right.
So what's kind of making you gravitate towards LA other than obviously the career parts?
Just LA itself. It's such, you either love or you hate LA. And I really, really enjoyed it. The music scene is just incredible and it just pulls you towards it. So it's hard to not want to be there. And the sun. Well, sun shines a lot of the time.
I was going to say, you're looking a bit tan.
I got a spray tan. Spray tan this morning. Got a gig.
I'm going to say Last Mistress. Now, when I first heard that you were coming out with this band, I thought, all right, it's this big 10-piece ensemble.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about Last Mistress? You're the lead singer, obviously.
Yes, I am.
And there's, what, 4 of you?
Yes, there's 5 in total.
Yeah.
There's me and the boys. It's a bit of a Joan Jett and the Blackhearts type thing. Yeah, we're like an 80s influenced rock band. So I've just been obsessed with 80s music and especially 80s rock music for a pretty long time. And I want to bring that sound back into rock and roll. Yeah. So that was sort of my main reason for starting the band and writing the songs like we do and really pushing the guys in the band to sort of let go of, because you know they're sort of all into 90s rock and that kind of thing, where you kind of a little bit shy of your guitar solo, whereas like in the 80s it was like, all right, get out of my way, it's my guitar solo. So yeah, it's really good, and I think they all enjoy playing that kind of music as well.
Right, and your new EP's out, I heard?
The new album. It's a full-length 10-song album.
Because I was thinking, oh, she's going to record like 4 tracks over in LA, but no, you've done 10.
I recorded it here, but I wrote most of the songs over there.
Yeah.
People just sort of open their address books up to you over there and they're like, oh, you've got to meet this person, and then you go sit in their studio in their home and watch their kids run around while you're like writing
from your heart.
Yeah. So it was really good to sort of expand the way you write music, because everybody writes differently.
Yeah.
And I got into a session with these 2 guys, and I'd always sat there and sort of worked with them and just sort of, oh, you know, what do you think of this melody and that kind of thing. And then with them, we got into a studio, they set up like a rehearsal room. They were like, cool, we're just going to play something and you just sing over the top. And I was like, oh, I don't really do it like that. And they're like, I don't give a fuck. This is how we do it. And I was just like, so then you're just like humming along to something that they're playing and they record it on an iPhone, and then you sit back and then you
listen back to it.
Yeah.
Random.
So it was really, it was very different to write a song like that.
One thing I found out about you recently, Brihony. You can get out of very sticky situations. Yeah, you're going to teach me this shit, because I get into, I find myself in situations sometimes where either my voice goes very high, trying to get out of it. It doesn't really work for me. Yep. But you actually showed me something outside.
Yeah, I did.
That works.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an actual talent to be able to continuously get yourself into the sticky situations. I've prided myself on that for many years now. But the thing that gets you out of any situation is a lunge.
A lunge?
A lunge, a deep lunge.
Is there a certain depth to it? Like, does it have to be, like, your knee has to be, what, 2 centimetres above floor level or sea level?
I feel like there's no real measurement, but it's more the feel of commitment.
Right.
That you really give the lunge.
So this is a wisdom you're passing on to the community of Melbourne.
That's what I'm going to do.
So okay, give me a situation like, so you're at a bar.
I'm at a bar.
Yep.
And it's 4 a.m. and the liquor license is done and the security is just really trying to get you out and you've just bought a beer.
And you've just bought a beer.
You're like, I want to finish this beer.
And of course you do.
You're practically being picked up and chucked out of the place.
Yeah.
That's when you just get into the lunge. I need to show you.
I need to show you the lunge. You have to show me.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so you're in a bar and the security guard, you got your drink, and the security guard goes, look, guys, you're going to have to leave. You're like, really? Do I really have to go just yet?
No,
you don't. I guarantee you, it's guaranteed another 10 minutes.
Buys you 10 minutes.
Buys you 10 minutes.
Oh, there you go. Well, Brihony Dawson from Last Mistress, imparting wisdom to the world about getting out of sticky situations and rock and roll. All right, thank you for imparting that wisdom to me, Brihony. Blood, Sweat and Fears, it's out. When was it out? Like October, you said?
Yeah, it was released in October 2013.
Right, so it's out, available on iTunes?
Yes, it is.
You can download it?
Yes, you can.
Any song about lunges in there?
There is no song about lunges, but I feel like...
A duet is forming.
Yeah, maybe Cut Lunge.
Cut Lunge?
Yeah.
Cut Lung featuring Ginni.
Yes. Just Ginni.
This has been Ginni on Bet TV with special guest Brihony Dawson from Last Mistress, teaching us about rock and roll and how to get out of sticky situations. Tune in to me next time here on Channel 31 Digital 44. Lunging.
Lunge.
It's going to help.